Welcome to Kickstarter Connection. I'm Kevin Delp.
And I'm Melissa Delp.
And we're happy to be part of the Tantrum House family. Today we're looking at Cavern Tavern, a 2 to 5 player dice worker placement game, and it's on Kickstarter right now.
In Cavern Tavern, players are employees in a fantasy tavern that serves patrons from the 5 realms. In the game, you'll have to serve drink orders, work in the kitchen, complete chores, and stay on your boss's good side.
Here's a quick look at the prototype components. Each player will get their own player board with track markers. They'll also choose a color and take the meeple, 4 dice, and time markers for that color.
Most of the game takes place on the main board. It has an area where players can take drink orders from customers. Completing orders is one of the main ways to score points during the game. To get the ingredients to fulfill the orders, players use their dice to gain resources and take actions.
When players place their dice in the kitchen or the chores section, not only do they get the indicated resources, victory points, or actions, but they also get to move the corresponding marker 1 space down the track.
There are quite a few types of cards in Cavern Tavern. Orders, ingredients, items. There are also Nasty Says cards that you get when your boss, Nasty the Dwarf, is angry with you. Each player will also get a secret task card, which gives an objective for bonus points at the end of the game.
Those are the main components of the game. If you'd like a detailed look at the gameplay and setup, check out Will and Ryan's How to Play video. It's going to be on Cavern Tavern's Kickstarter page, or it's going to be on our Tantrum House YouTube channel.
So we're going to spend the rest of this video telling you our opinions of the game. Well, Cavern Tavern reminds me of one of my favorite games, Kingsburg. In both games, you're rolling dice and then placing those dice on specific spaces to gain resources.
I also enjoy playing Kingsburg. I also like the worker placement mechanic. So when you're rolling those dice, there's just a lot of different ways you can, or where you can put your dice.
I do like that in this game there are a few spaces where it doesn't matter what number is actually on your die. So you can use any dice you want on these spaces, as long as they're still available. These spaces give you options even when you have a poor roll or other spaces have already been blocked. You may not always get everything you want, but there's usually at least something you can do on your turn, and you don't get completely shut out.
You do have a variety of strategies in order to win the game. Do I want to go after my secret task and get those orders that match those ingredients? Or do I want to go after those really short orders and do a bunch of them? Or do I want to improve my skills in the kitchen or do chores?
Yeah, I think the mechanic of the open orders is actually pretty interesting, and it gives you hard decisions to make on whether you go for those complex high point orders or easier, shorter orders. For each round that you haven't completed your order, the amount of points the order is worth decreases. Also, your reputation with Nasty the Dwarf goes down, and that can have dire consequences. As you move down the Nasty track, you face penalties such as losing points at the end of the game or having to take Nasty Says cards, which, believe me, you don't want. He rarely has anything good to say.
A good thing we have to say is about the art and the graphic design. One person said this is the best box cover they'd ever seen. I don't know if I go that far, but it is a very nice piece of art, and the prototype is well designed, so I'm sure that the game, when it's produced, is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Cavern Tavern, and even though there is dice rolling to be able to select your actions and resources, and that does add a random element, it's not like a game like Machi Kuro where whatever you roll then immediately activates something. You do still have choices and decisions to make. Do I combine my dice to go for one of those high spaces? Do I split them up and try to get several spaces? And if I do that, is Kevin going to use his 3 to block me? So you're always engaged with your dice and making decisions, making plans, and then remaking plans as other players take the space that you wanted. So I really enjoyed the decision making that goes into it.
Cavern Tavern is similar enough to Kingsburg that I like it, but it's different enough that it does deserve a spot in my collection. The folks at Tantrum House thoroughly enjoyed this, so go and support this Kickstarter campaign. It's definitely worth it.